Greetings, everyone. This is me again, Zara Berserk. Come to share something, my own notes on this. I went to Haris Sultan. No. I saw, I saw Haris Sultan and Pandit Mahendra Pal's talk or discussion. Um, so on the Urdu, his Urdu channel, I think Haris Sultan Mulhead. So if I have totlap and if I stutter or do some stupid thing, please forgive me. I know not what I do, but I'm Adam Sung. And so this is going to be quite a comedy. I have taken a big risk. So you can watch his video. This is the one. It's good if you watch it, but it's in Urdu, so unfortunately for the English speakers, Muslims, ex-Muslims, Christians, atheists, I apologize. So it's mostly in Urdu. It's a Pakistani Mulhead is the channel of Haris Sultan. Can you believe it? I went there. No, I had to go there. I take these. I'm very adventurous at times. Take these chances. So I thought Haris Sultan has come back to or giving Indian Hindus a chance, a second chance. Please give me a second chance. Anyways, this was done a long time ago, 2 years, 3 years ago. So it says in the live stream up in the left corner that the date is given there. Okay, so I hope I'm not infringing upon rights, copyrights, and all this. Can you believe it? Yeah, I went there. Okay, so I cannot. No, I can believe it. So I started to make notes wherever I thought um, something that I need to understand, because I wasn't there for the live stream and I couldn't go for the questions. And even if I went for the questions, I don't know what will be put against me there. That I think that Modi is a god or something like that. Anyhow, here it is, my notes from Har Sultan and Pandit Mahendra Pal's Arya, the full name, sorry, I didn't put here. Pal's talk, discussion on this. Okay, it starts actually from here, but I've added some things like now about Richard Dawkins also, what he said on mystery. So has Richard Dawkins said that there is a mystery, meaning unresolved mystery? So I found his quote, there is a mystery but never magic, and mysteries are all the most beautiful for being eventually explained. Things are all the more beautiful when they become eventually explained, right? And things are explicable, and it is our privilege to explain them. So this is Richard Dawkins on Goodreads. I found his quote on the website Goodreads, Science in the Soul, Selected Writings of a Passionate Rationalist, which I think even Ghalib Kamal calls himself a rationalist. So I don't go there anymore, either on Ghalib Kamal's channel. So you are going to make, these are my, what I said on Facebook and posted on my profile. You are going to make Richard Dawkins believe in God now? No, seeing the truth with evidence. If you care to see, how would we receive this evidence? And then see love with love's eyes. I remembered one of my poems or prose, as I called it. Who will give these loving eyes? So see love with the love's eyes, and you will see what you have never seen before. Feel love's hunger, and you would want to give it all your food, whereby you starve yourself. For love will never make you starve. For it will fill you up for all the seasons that you live. Be kind to love, and it will enter your soul come jump into you. I can't remember my prose or poetry. Some lines I'd written on this love. The full I cannot remember and properly now. So the mystery of divine love, who can explain but Sri Radha? So I'm joking with myself when there are times when I'm told that I'm Radharani, Srimati Radharani. Let's see how she explains. Now I got jittery and all nervous. All right, because this came after the notes yesterday. I watched a little bit of the video. I mean, I watched until they had finished the discussion and then they had the question and answer, and the lady came. Sorry, can't remember the lady on our Sultan's Pakistani Mulhead channel on this live stream, but can't remember her name. So I had to leave. I was very tired yesterday and get some food and all this. I've been this no half empty stomach or more than half doing this. So I had a problem of my own, and so this. So if I'm Radharani, let's see. They say I am Radharani. So what I found in Pandit Mahendra what was missing is that Hindus have to give us the difference between life force and living beings and Atman. Atma. You pronounce it like that, you don't pronounce the N. Consciousness, which is consciousness, which I call pure awareness. So they need to give us a difference, like what this Atma, divide for the sake of just understanding. And you can understand it better when I perhaps, whether I explained it better or not, I don't know. But, or I put it better later on when you see in my notes later on why. So Jivan is Jivan Atma. So Jivan is life, right? And Atma Paramatma. Huh? So I'm still like, I keep forgetting also. So don't know. I just wrote these notes like Jivan Atma, like this life force and the spirit, Atma. But for now, they call it consciousness. They don't call it spirit like the Abrahamic religions, or soul even. So the soul is man, something. I'm not sure of this. So I'm just sharing my notes. I haven't answered any questions here. Just wondering, right? Sometimes answering a question that may not be fully answered or explained. So these are my notes. From there I got an inspiration, and this questions came up. What questions came up from the talk, a discussion? What is Atma? Spirit? What is spirit? Is spirit awareness? According to the Hindus, because he's Pandit, he's a Hindu priest, Mahendra Palji. And we'll continue after listening to the full discussion. So I had to stop because I was having some breathing problems, couldn't concentrate. And now also, so please bear with me. Buddhi, Man, so I've just guessed right now. I didn't check anything at the time yesterday and haven't later on too. So Buddhi is brain, or Man is the mind. And then mind has awareness, though mind is the awareness. Mind has awareness through mind is the awareness. This is the atheist stance, okay? And then without proper brain function, which is the mind, awareness becomes distorted, they say. So this is the atheist stance. So we cannot say that awareness is Atma, Paramatma. When a human dies or is dying, life force has left or is leaving him. Therefore, there is no Atma or Paramatma. However, you may, sorry, some of my pronunciations could be wrong, so I apologize. Sometimes they go wrong. Awareness, so when a human dies or is dying, So these are the questions Pandit Mahendra was asked by Har Sultan, and they had, and questions came up. So he was saying when a human dies, or life force has been, has left. There's nothing left there. So if the Paramatma, if the Paramatma, or this Atma is Paramatma, the higher, the whole absolute um, uh, awareness, then why would they die? Why would the Atma leave the body? Um, so this, and I'm a little bit bad on Hindi, very weak, and also in Urdu. If you, my yeah, like I don't understand the harder words and all this. Just easy Urdu words. So that's why it was in Hindi and Urdu. So I was getting lost, but try to guess what Pandit ji is saying by the questioning of Har Sultan. Some words Pandit ji used which were Hindi and not Urdu. Awareness becomes distorted, or the so Har Sultan was telling Pandit Mahendra ji ke, when the brain is damaged and all this, awareness becomes, what he was trying to say is that awareness itself becomes distorted. So can you say that awareness becomes distorted, or shall we put it this way, that awareness becomes, no, or the reality becomes distorted in the awareness? Because that awareness remains, like Muji Baba. You see, I was doing, so my own personal, like when I was shocked even recently, when I had come across Muji Baba, and walking in shock. Oh my God, what's come to me in my room through telepathy or something. Oh my God, is this? So then I'll be walking to the grocery store and just telling myself, who's shocked? Is this awareness shocked? Pure awareness? As like Muji Baba would take us, in his invitation. So this awareness is not shocked, right? And that would really calm me down, help me to calm down, even while I'm walking, going to the grocery store, tired and all this, shocked. So can we put it this way for Haris Sultan and the atheists, that can we explain to them that awareness is not distorted when the person loses its when the brain is damaged somehow a little bit, or how much the brain could be damaged, that awareness. So Har Sultan, atheist stance would be, so taking it from Har Sultan's questioning and all this, could it be that the reality of the mind is distorted, but awareness itself is not distorted? So we need to provide that. If someone with more eloquence, like Swami Swarpa Ananda, sorry, I can't remember his name properly, who had a discussion with Sam Harris also, and other one, yeah. So Sam Harris, an atheist, it's enough, yeah. He may be able to explain this to us, by taking it from here, but I haven't invited anyone. I don't know to whom this live stream will be going to, and whether it'll go to him or not. But any Hindu who is like a Swami Swarpa Ananda, is that his name? I don't want to distort his name. Sorry, his name is too long for me. Uh, so I apologize for that. Let's say the brain is damaged, right? What kind of awareness is there? Or is there any kind of awareness there? Human is breathing or in a coma, let's say. He's breathing and he's in a coma. I don't know why I put the breath here. All senses are lost, but he's breathing and he's in a coma. So because Hindus say breath is very important, breathing. Recently, Paramahamsa Vishwananda's darshan day before yesterday, but he was saying that no, or maybe a late live stream, how terrible my memory is, you can see. But anyways, going like this, writing notes so that, you know, I don't get too much caught in this terrible memory of mine, with this terrible memory. So breathing, he says just breathe and be happy that you are breathing. Something like this, right? That also I've forgotten. All senses are lost. Let's say all senses are lost, the person is just breathing but is alive. So life, Jivan, in Sanskrit, Hindi, is there in this human. Now, I also have a problem. What's happened is, so can we see that sometimes there is life when there is a break in consciousness of a human being, like during anesthesia. Like Sam Harris was talking to Rupert Spira, and they spoke about this, right? Anesthesia. Sam Harris said there's a break in consciousness in deep sleep, in coma, and anesthesia he used. Oh, so now this answer I can't tackle. I couldn't answer properly for myself. Living without consciousness. So you can be in a coma living without being conscious, right? So then what did... And sometimes there is life and consciousness is absent. Person is in coma. So this, or distortion in the reality of a person's mind, but pure awareness remains untainted. So the consciousness remains, but now the reality of a person's mind, at least this much I can say, that awareness, pure awareness is not distorted, but the mind's reality is distorted. The reality. Can you say it like this? In death, both life and consciousness leave. So we wonder if there is eternal life or eternal consciousness. Now the Hindus would say this is a vehicle for life force and consciousness, but and it's temporary. Now what you need to prove to the atheist that there is a eternal pure awareness, life, ever living, consciousness, awareness. Okay, so if someone can help us on this, me. Reincarnation. Pandit Mahendra was saying that in Urdu, याद करना मुमकिन नहीं है. लेकिन I say that reincarnation, in reincarnation you can remember. याद आता है, spontaneously आता है. इतना जोर भी नहीं दे किसी को तो sometimes some people just get a spontaneous memory, like in Chances Are the movie, but in real life also I saw a reincarnation TV program. These children, Jordanian, Lebanese. So mumkin, sorry, I just misspelled this. याद करना मुमकिन है, पंडित महेंद्र पाल जी. Reincarnation. वो कह रहे थे कि मुमकिन बिल्कुल नहीं है. हारिस सुल्तान को बिल्कुल मुमकिन नहीं है, वो नहीं. This is my Urdu. Remembering reincarnation, your past lives, is not entirely impossible. There is a possibility through hypnosis, and some remember without hypnosis, like spontaneously. If they, let's say they reach a place, a familiar déjà vu, have you had that déjà vu feeling? It spontaneously comes. Or even when you don't even, in a dream you get that you're reincarnated. I got a dream that I'm reincarnated. I've been a part of this family, and a Fikri family, my principal's family, father's family. Right? So I had this dream. So remembering your past lives, it's not entirely impossible. I shouldn't put reincarnation here. But anyways, yeah, it means reincarnation, past life. There's a possibility through hypnosis and some other means remembering without hypnosis. Is reincarnation true? The big question comes up. So, how to do research to find out if it's true should be the question also, right? How to do the research to find out if it's true should be the question. Soul's transmigration, which is reincarnation, cannot soul's transmigration, death. So that's I should have put a dash here. Death and new life has not been proven, but remnants of the previous life in a new life have been proven through his or her their memory of his or her their previous lives. Again, relying on the mind. So again, aren't we relying on the mind? Since memory is stored in the mind, the Jiddu Krishnamurti. What are thoughts? And time is thought, and thought is time. So memory is stored in the mind, in the brain, in the mind, however. It's from the mind. Again, relying on the mind for something that is soul's transmigration. Okay, so there's some contradiction here. Nevertheless, we go on. Let's see if this contradiction also can be, you know, like reconciled or solved. Harmonizing. What is God? Now, another question of our Sultan was, what is God? Another question of mine is also sometimes in pain. When I'm in lots of pain, I say, is there a God? Like in pain, I'm watching those, double pain, triple pain, gangster explanations why they have gangs in India. Recently, like, I was like, my heart was sinking, and I'm like, where the guru's gone, and what is this? Right? Like the Mani gangster. So I watched lots, oh God, and now Dawood Ibrahim became the gangster and all that. So even I question that. What is God? And does God exist? Who is God? And why did he create this world? I wouldn't just take it from a Quran ayat because I'm an it's overall for. So the Muslims will give you an answer because you're jinns. I made jinns and humans to worship me. You have a straightforward answer in the Quran. But no, I need, even as a Shia, I start to question in pain, seeing sufferance and all this horrors of life, feeling it, not only seeing it, but feeling it. So it all goes away, that, Imam Hussain suffered, this Imam suffered, and that Imam. It all goes away for that moment. So what goes away in pain? You're denying the existence of God, right? I was like, why does that go away for? So are we not proper believers? So I try to, in my life, want to find something that this question doesn't go away while I'm challenged, beaten, and life is as difficult as it can be. Like for Imam Hussain, we thought, as Shias, right? Muh pe nahi the nale. They didn't have any complaint in them on their mouths. Karte the shukr sare. Karbal se sham aayi. Parti duaएं Zainab. So they used to thank God all the time after the aftermath of Karbala. uh, Karti, Karbal se Sham aayi parti duaएं Zainab. Praying. Zainab came from Karbal to Sham, Damascus. So now my conditioning is coming up. Sorry about that. So what is God? Have you ever asked, maybe you are a true believer and your faith has never been shaken, to ask God. Like this rabbi, he said, I had to write this book. Even a rabbi, like a Jewish rabbi. You know why he wrote the book? Uh, why do good things happen to... why do bad things happen to good people? Rabbi Kushner, I think. Although his first name I'm forgetting, maybe, or the second. Kushner was his second name, last name. So this poor memory, sorry about it. What is God? You know, like some rabbi. Like, what do we tell? He was so honest. He wrote a book, like if someone's young child dies in an accident, predeceased parents question, like, what did we do? Maybe they don't question the existence of God, but they may think, are we sinners? Did we do something? God is testing us. Also that, right? So that's why he wrote this book. But there came a time in my life I started to question God's existence. And I also want to know, like, what is this God? Why can't we reach him? He's unreachable. He's not even energy for the Shias. He's like the other. And then I felt there was a duality. So how do we connect with him? And Imam Ali says, oh, I see him through the heart. When an atheist or a Jew taunts him, yeah, Imam, Ali, Abu Talib, how do you see? How do you worship God without knowing who he is? Right? Something like that. So he says, I see him through the heart. In Al-Kafi, I think it is, in the Shia book. So how do you worship no, maybe, so that must have been an atheist, not a Jew. Or maybe something like a Christian would say, yeah, even a Christian can question that, because God sent his son and they could see him, touch him and all that. So what is God? Who is God, and why did he create? Now the all-knowing God we haven't known. I could get close to as an absolute pure awareness through Muji Baba, Muji Ji's meditation pointings. It was something. So, or go to Jiddu Krishnamurti, and step by step. If you don't want it easy, like Muji Baba just gives it so easily, tearing apart the 7 veils. So if you want to apply your mind like this, and when you exhaust the mind's question, and you see that the mind cannot find God, let's see, this also. So science, and why were we created in this world? A very good question by Sultan, which even though Islam gives, it's not enough when you're in trouble, when you're in pain, when you're challenged by life, when you have to ask tough questions. So anyways, like that. Science does not have sufficient tools to prove God, but they don't accept it. So like Khalid Kamal, once I was there, like he was saying to someone, questioning him that, so he said, no, like lack of knowledge, lack of evidence or proof of God's existence is enough proof for us that we can say that God doesn't exist. He has his own reasons, and he says like lack of proof is enough proof now for us to say God doesn't, there is no proof for God's existence. Right? So this is how Ghalib Kamal would answer, I guess, about this. Anyways, but they don't accept it. They don't accept it because they say that maybe some of them say like Ghalib Kamal gives the reason. How to prove God's existence needs first contemplation and not a philosophy. You see, I'm using philosophy and mind and all this, but now can we not say uh, how to prove God's existence needs first contemplation, observance into this matter? But God is completely matterless. So how can we find God by observing matter? Right? This also. Then what do we do? Ask yourselves. So I appreciate and enjoy what science has given or contributed. However, even in their progress and all that they have given us, the contributions, they do not have the tools to prove the existence of God because they begin with the observance of material knowledge and information, and maybe think of the usefulness or utility of doing research on it. Certain subjective findings on reincarnation they have denounced and dismissed. For example, for whatever reasons, for example, when it could turn out to be true. We don't know, subjective, but it could turn out to be true. So why should they dismiss, even in minority cases, a subjective finding? For me, I wouldn't dismiss a subjective finding. Why should I? And they would say, no, we dismiss it. Possibility, probability that this is true. The probability is less that this is true, right? Something like this. They have the probability rule or law, the scientists. Contemplating, am I wrong? You can correct me. Sometimes I can be wrong. And layman's way of explaining science. Contemplating on Hari Sultan and Pandit Mahendra Pal's discussion, mumkin, in an Urdu word Pandit Mahendra Pal ji used, mumkin ke about the reincarnation, remember earlier on? So I was doing this for Facebook. So, so then on the Facebook, can we ever contemplate or observe on something matterless? How far did we go on a matterless thing? We went to atoms. So how did we find the atoms? Scientists did bring about atoms through discover atoms, right? That's what I should have put. Science did discover atoms through hypothesis first. If I may say it like this, atoms are not matterless then, right? Or are they? Could it mean that scientists have been biased, favoring majority or probability rather than minority possibility? Right? Plausibility or possibility. Let's say that scientists themselves are in minority, but they have chosen to observe the material realm and dot 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 dot. I got tired yesterday. So science has this probability rule, which my cousin, my mother's cousin actually, when we were talking about this in Dubai, we met. He's from Oman, and he's an Omani. So he said that science says that this is all, it's random, and because probability is that it is a it doesn't, what is the probability of a you see, probability law, let's find this out like this, probability law in science, and that this whole thing is, there's no, it's random. It just came into existence by random, God knows what, maybe now Darwin's to evolution, or no, the Big Bang, first the creation, how this whole thing came about, this existence. The law of total probability. So yeah, this is quite hard for me. I left my school when I was in 8th grade. I skipped ninth, even American way or British way, and I went into O levels. So I missed a science, and our Karachi American School science was, we just did a little chemistry, and I was like early high school, so not much. So I missed all this. You see the law of probability. So what is the probability that this was made by God, or it didn't come up randomly? So it's a random, it's like gambling. You know, how many times will you get a 6? So it's the creation is just random. How do they say, the scientists? That's what my mother's cousin told me. Probability law. An event, thus a subset of the sample space of an experiment. Probability of it having a creator who created all this. What are the probabilities? So through this law, the scientists say that the probabilities are zero, that it had a creator to create it, the universe. And there's no design, it's just randomly done, randomly came about, something like this. If I'm making a mistake in saying it properly, just a layman's way of saying it, I apologize. But I hope you get it, what I'm trying to say here. So it's all random. Probability law tells us that even like probability law, let me not make a mistake. If I make a mistake, yeah, I'll come and correct myself. But right now, I don't know the scientific, way of expressing myself. Like, it took a year to become to understand the language of the law, common law, and how to speak like that, and how to write in the exams. Contract law, for me. Could it mean that scientists are okay? No, the scientists have not been biased, but even they are in a minority, but they go for the big thing, the material realm, which is easy to go for. And then from the material realm, and these little things like reincarnation, they just dismiss, and because it doesn't say, they're not like I'm sorry, but am I sounding offensive? They're not like closer to truth. There's a channel here on YouTube. He goes for everything. He goes from post to pillar. North Pole he would go to have a discussion with anyone. Now, recently, 13 hours ago, how does philosophy eliminate the physical world? One day ago on his channel, Closer to Truth, with Dirk Evers, what are persons? You see, so how many scientists have gone doing this? This is wonderful. But although I don't, I have subscribed to him, right? His channel, yes. I don't know why I'm not getting the videos. So I'm like this. I wish the scientists would be like the one in Closer to Truth. Going to pillar about consciousness. What is consciousness? Where do the laws of nature come from? You see? One day ago, with Peter Atkins. So like this. Quantum physics of consciousness. With whom? Anirban Bandyopadhyay. This is Hindu, I think, Indian. Sorry. Quantum physics of consciousness. 1 month ago. So I'm ignoring his videos. Oh, I apologize. Okay. So, why can't scientists be like him? Or atheists be like him? They've just decided that it's... So why not just have the mystery at times? I think the religious people, they've tried to define this mystery and given it a name, God. And they've put us into trouble with this. And the imagination has gone wild. And God has sent rules, right and wrong. And then everyone has their morals, but they are relative to every culture, every religion, even, you can see. Okay, the basic ones, universal, are do not kill a life except by just cause or God knows what. Yeah, like that. Basic rules, all right? But even a human being, even a donkey would not want you to kill him, right? You can see a donkey would try to defend himself when you try to hit, or he will cry, or if you hit him, so not to harm. And then, you can experiment. Try to lash up. No, don't try that. Lash yourself first and see if it hurts, right? So, like that, we can say that take a, like, I would take a leash and, give myself a lash. If it hurts me, then I say, Zahra, I don't think you should, you wouldn't want to do this to yourself. Why would you want to do it to others? Unless there's a just cause. So we can see on that, expound on, go on other things, questioning it like that. So what I told a Muslim's perspective was that my morals come like this, whether I believe in a God or not. Do unto others what you would have others do unto you. So would you want others to come and just lash you? No. Or kill you. So you wouldn't go killing others. So, and I would rather take the philosophers who came through it the hard way. And I was thinking in my logic class, or third, no, I couldn't be in third. Third, we had a new teacher, third year, BA part 1, philosophy. So, not even the final part. But in logic, I think I studied John Locke and also some of another one. I'm sorry, forgetting his name. John Locke, definitely, right? Yes, logic. And then it went to BA philosophy subject. Okay, so what was I trying to say? That if you hurts, I'd rather take the philosophers hard way. And then how they've come to altruism. I was thanking my lucky stars that, I can relax in this because I didn't go to Mr. Saha, my teacher who I used to go to, and it would backfire out of proportion. And I became a criminal against her. Trespassing, right? A very guilty feeling. So there I was, now you have the ice cream and you're guiltless. Now 1 year has passed, I'm guiltless, thank God. And I could read these philosophers without any guilt. I passed the exam. I haven't disturbed her for 1 year. I didn't go there for reconciliation. And I used to, Allah, these poor philosophers, they have to do this, but I enjoyed it. But I was thinking, even in my philosophy class, isn't it better to just take Imam Hussain, something on Imam Hussain, the faith, or be be given laws. God made it so easy for us. He will make it easy for you, the easy way. Surah Ala, Surah Ala. We will make it the verse, ayat. And these poor philosophers, how they came to this. It was tough work for them. And how one of them who came to altruism. Amazing work they did. But still, Kant is, someone is criticizing Kant, and then someone is criticizing John Locke and this goes on, but still, they persevered. But why does the mind do this? So where can we get a harmony? So that, about the philosophers, I was like, that's so sad it happens to human beings, even philosophers. one man. So, the Muslims will say, oh, our perfect man God gave, messenger of Allah. I mean, one man doesn't have perfect, even the messenger of Allah, but you can see that there are people who criticize him in his morals. And Islam now, uh, and even Imam Hussein was criticized by Hanif, what his father, his stepbrother or half brother. Why are you going to Karbala, taking the women and all this? Your children don't. He didn't even agree to this and didn't even go with him. I'm forgetting his half brother's name or step brother's name. Hanif, what was it? I'm forgetting it. People criticizing Imam Hussein for going to Karbala with the children and the wives and the lady folks of Ali Muhammad. Anyways, joking way aside. Let's see, awareness becomes distorted or the reality becomes distorted in the awareness. What would you say becomes distorted? Who is the one who's shocked? So you see, you're not paying that subtle attention. Right? Subtle. And you're saying consciousness, well, it's become distorted. But what Sam Shaman questioned, when Sam Shaman questioned, no, not Sam Shaman, Sam Harris, sorry, when, whose name have I remembered? God help me. When Sam Harris questioned Rupert Spira, that there's a break in consciousness due to, let's say, anesthesia. You completely lose consciousness, or when a person faints, what happens? So that one was not a full. You get it on Sam Harris's page. You have to subscribe and then log in and then see the. Unfortunately, I don't have credit card or something. If it was Google Pay, then it would have been better. I could have paid or something. When a human dies or is dying. So Mahendra, because you see, I was told that I've been they've been telling me some force here that doesn't, it's unstoppable. At times it's evil, also harming me. Oh, telling me things, wrong things. They've not everything they're telling me has come out right. So my mind is fragmented to bits and pieces about the truth. So the mind can never find the truth, right? But in pure awareness, what do we find? Do we find the all-knowing God? Because this is the absolute. And we haven't yet. Moji Baba, I've done it with Moji Baba. But like Bert Harding was saying when he was in the hospital, he could see the beginning and end of the whole, like their life until now. He could see this person, the patients who were with him as he was a patient there in the hospital, see their lives. Oh, if that happens to and your loved one turns out to be a criminal, how painful would that be? Yeah, like it's turning out to be for me. Okay, so the point is that the mystery of divine love, is it divine love or is it just love? Can we just call it love? Not the kind of love which every day we give and take and, all that. We need love. But what if there's something without the need? There was something I can't. Even when I read what my journal, after coming back from college, I wrote that when the need is, what kind of an education is this? And which puts your whole life in a briefcase and this and that, right? Makes you an executive for. I was doing BA, I wasn't doing business. But, like things like that, for example. And then when the need is gone, the person just leaves, can leave. But this love, is there a love? I don't know. I also lost it. Like, have you ever loved someone without any need for it, him, uh, without having any need from him, wanting anything from that person, needing anything from that person? Have you ever loved that person, a person like that, without even wanting a thank you? You know, that is love. And I've experienced it. But then I lost it. So I was criticizing, I was very critical. I was very hurt that, let's say, my father, okay, as long as he's giving me my expenses, you know, daily, it's okay. The moment he stops giving me my monthly expenses and all this, I say, I don't need him. You know, I don't love you anymore. Right? So it's not that. Or even when, like, I need him because he's my father. Not even that. But I love him. Unconditional love. Like there's a quote, the sun gives, but doesn't ask for any thanks, or doesn't say to the earth, why are you not thanking me for this? Or, you know, what's the saying? So there's a love, I have felt it, that you just love for love's sake, not for need's sake. You don't have any need for them. You are content, full. You're full up. There was an empty feeling that was so great. It was wonderful to be empty. It's so light. Like I own nothing. Nothing is mine. Oh, he's my father. Anyone says anything to my father, you know, possessiveness. So there's a love that has that has no possessiveness. Whether he's your father or a stranger, you love them. Is it like compassion or like mercy? Mercy is when someone does something wrong and you forgive them. God is merciful, right? But compassion is unconditional. You're given life. God has given you life, unconditional, for Pharaoh and for Moses, for Pharaoh and for Moses. But then there comes a time when God has to stop Pharaoh, and he sends Moses. So that's, but the time Pharaoh, a zalim, a cruel person, we're told, was given life, not by the proper history. Pharaoh was not zalim, a cruel man. So, you know, God, this life given to us by God, this life, is out of compassion. Sometimes it's sarcastically ironic. We don't value it, or then God blames us that we are sinners. We do things wrong. We haven't been grateful. Man is ungrateful. The Quran ayat goes as it goes, you know. Man is ungrateful. So we don't value this life God has given us. And it's out of compassion that God has given us this life. Unconditional. That's why God gave respite to, we were told, to Iblis, Shaitan now became Shaitan, and to Pharaoh, and all that. So let's, I was thinking, but that's the religious way. Let's honor this life, right? So breathing, we are breathing, we have a life, even if it becomes, you may think you have lost your hand, arm, but you still have life. And there some doctors would not give you an, euthanasia. You know, they say no. God is this life. We cannot cut that life. Although my dog was given euthanasia because he was in a lot of pain and he had cancer, Jerry. Poodle. Golden poodle. So no, I decided that we should end his life. Yeah, I took him to a pet doctor in Karachi and ended his life, I think. Yeah, he was. Doctor said he will be in a lot of pain. He had some less cells, red cells, and all this cancer. What do you call that cancer? And when I picked it up, I shrieked one time. Did I took him to the doctor there in my arms. He was given euthanasia. He was put to sleep forever. Jerry was so good. So, mystery back here. Let's see, Richard Dawkins does say there is a mystery. Religions, what they have done, try to explain this mystery, and they've made a blunder by giving it God and right. God sends laws, and this some God who is no Ex-Shia God. He's not even in the sky or anything. He's all prevalent, all aware, omnipresent, omnipotent. But God knows what we've done wrong. I'm just stating that, and sometimes, you know, like some people say, कि Allah ki maslahat hogi, it is the mystery. It is a way, it is something of God that we may not know why. This you're being tested, or you're being whatever calamity has come, or we have to we have to be apart, separated. God's mystery. There's mystery but never magic, and mysteries are all the most beautiful for being eventually explained. So, but we can't explain God, you see, because God is matterless. So what Imam Hussein has said, when I examined his saying closely about this, how he said it, the evidence of God, on the evidence of God, how can um, how can we find evidence when, how can the thing that is dependent on you be evidence of your existence? How can a thing which be like this world, let's say this world has created you, let's say this cosmic, oh no, let's say this existence has created you, right? This world is the womb and it has created you. How can the proof of existence come from me for this world when this world has created me, has brought me up, has produced me? World is the womb, and I'm in the womb, or I'm, let's say, out of the womb now, but there's like a circle. Let's say it's like this, right? Let's see if I can where's it? Where's my, so this is the womb, and we are in the womb. And so although we are living in the womb, right, okay, this is the world, this terrible circle, and then we are here, this dot, looks like a, sorry, right, and this, here we are. So this thing that has created us, or we are in it as it is, produced us here inside it. So how can this dot be proof of this, which we are, this dot is dependent upon this, the circle. But what Imam Hussain said, I've criticized it, critically looking at it because it has a problem. Now my mind's gone empty, blank. So, um, so tell me how, scientists tell me how can we be, like I gave the mother and child, right, example. The mother can say that I gave birth to you at this time, on this day, if they remember. Right? The memory is so good. My mother's memory, if their memory is very good. So, but she knows that she gave birth to you. It was very painful, and she knows that I gave birth to you. So you've got to, or now there are DNA tests and everything. If sometimes the adopted child, they tell the adopted child that I'm your biological mother, but they're not their biological mother. But forget those lies and those hidden things for your own betterment, or something like that, right? So, but only the true mother, your biological mother, will remember giving birth to you. You will not remember that your mother has given birth to you, right? So, can we ever contemplate or observe on something matterless? So, how do we need to approach the evidence of God's existence? Should be the question, right? Not does God exist or not. Have we considered looking at the Hindu way, contemplation? How can the relative be proof, give you proof of the absolute? It's just a figment, just a small piece. Like you take the drop out of the sea, put it in a glass. Can it tell you that it is from the sea? Or you can test it scientifically and know it is from the sea. It is it's from the sea. Water is saltish and this. Yeah, science can tell us. So what are we a part of? No. Yeah, what are we a part of? Wonder that also. So I've gone into a reverie. A scientist can tell you, right? But this drop has been separated from the sea. It's just water now, a drop of water. But where scientists can't go, to go out of the material realm. Okay, so you can read about how did we figure out atoms exist? News by Paul Sutter on this website, www.space.com, and or you can read a book. I think it's available on Google Play, uh, uh, Google Play. What do you call that? Play Store. Finn, hold this one up for me. I held the cutout in the beam of the light. Or you can go to a common factor like Anna went. In Mr. God, This is Anna by Finn. This is a book. Excerpts from this book. Beam of light. What did she want a shadow of a shadow for? I wondered. Not that way. Hold it perpendicular to the sheet. Righty R. I replied, holding the paper shadow perpendicular to the sheet. What do you see, Finn? I turned to her. Her eyes were screwed tight shut. She wasn't looking. A straight line. Now the next one. I held the next cut out perpendicular to the screen. What you see now? A straight line. The third and fourth also gave straight lines. Natch. Anna had established the fact that an object, be it a mountain or a mouse, Petunia or King George himself, produced a shadow. Now, if you hold this shadow perpendicular to the screen, then all the shadows of all the objects produced a straight line. There was still more to come. Anna opened her eyes and looked hard at me. Finn, can you hold the line perpendicular to the screen? In your head, I mean. What would you see, Finn? What, eh? A spot, I answered. Yes, her smile was brighter than the beam of the magic lantern. I still don't get it, what you're on about. That's what a number is. I suppose the nicest compliment ever paid to me was Anna's silence. That silence I interpreted as, well, you've got the intelligence to finish it off yourself, so get to it. I did, mind you. My mental gymnastics always ended up with, do you mean that? I did, it did this time. I started off, do you mean to say that what she meant to say was this? If a number, say 7, could be used to count things as diverse as banknotes and babies, books and bats, then all these diverse things must have something in common. Some common factor, unnoticed and unattended to. What could it be? Things had shadows. Having a shadow was a positive indication that something existed. A shadow lost you many of the things that you could not count, like redness and sweetness, and that was good. But it left you with shapes. A shadow has still got too much information attached to it. Since shadows were different, you obviously had to lose some more information. Now, since the shadow lost you a lot of useless information, then it was reasonable to suppose that a shadow of a shadow would lose you some more. So it did. If, and only if, you held the shadow perpendicular to the screen, and then all the shadows became straight lines. The fact that all these straight lines were of different lengths was something else you didn't want. But the solution to this was easy. Simply make all the straight lines cast shadows, and there you are. What all these diverse things had in common? The thing you really counted with a number was the shadow of a shadow of a shadow, which was a dot. Every scrap of uncountable information had been lost by this method. This was it. This what you counted. Having reduced all the multitude of things to a common essence, the dot, the thing that you really counted. Anna proceeded to unwind things again. With a pencil in one hand, she plonked a dot on a clean sheet of paper. Wait a minute, did I read one? Okay, maybe I'm becoming a little. Ain't it wonderful, Finn, she said, pointing to the dot. That might be the shadow of a shadow of a shadow of me, or a bus, or anything. Or it might be you. I had a look at myself. I didn't recognize myself, but I got the point. She unwound a dot to a straight line, from a line to a shape, from a shape to an object, from an object to a dash, dash, dash. Before she knew where she was climbing like a monkey up the tree of higher and higher dimensions. An object, you see, might after all be the shadow of something more complex. And that something might be the shadow of something even more complex, and so on. The mind boggles at the thought. But there was really nothing to it. So I was told. Once you had managed to reduce everything to a dot, you couldn't reduce it any further. That was the end of the line. But as soon as you started to unwind things again, well, where did you stop? There was no reason why you shouldn't go on forever. Except, of course, that there was one thing in this universe that was so complex that it couldn't become any more so. Even I guessed that one. None other than Mr. God. Anna had reached the ends of an infinite series of dimensions. At one end of the series was a dot. It finishes infinity. Good God. Infinity. Infinite numbers. She finished it like this, with a dot. At the other, Mr. God. At one side was dot, the other was Mr. God. So this is from Mr. God. This is Anna by Finn, the passage or excerpt. Oh. Do you think that Anna finished the infinite numbers? And there you have it. She gave you the dot. And now this dot, atoms cannot go away, I guess. Can they? Beginning of creation dot. Ending of infinite numbers. What? A dot. So shadows, light. Oh, this is a projector. They made a projector and Anna told Finn to hold this cutout in a beam of the projector light. You see? Oh my God. And Anna loved numbers and maths and all this. Like, do you think? So, the dot. And what did Imam Ali? Like, for example, Imam Ali said that, or not an authentic hadith, but they say that Imam Ali said that, whatever is in the Quran is in the Alhamd, Surah Fatiha, and whatever is in Surah Fatiha is in the Ba of Bismillah, and whatever is in the Ba of Bismillah is under the dot, and that dot I am. Dot. Like, this is how she reached the infinite end of infinite numbers. There's a dot, common essence. She what did she do? She made a quantum leap over those infinite numbers. Anna made a quantum leap or something. Came to a dot of infinite numbers. Ending. It's a dot. It's not a one. And it's not even a zero, right? No, zero. Because then there would be nothing. Mind-boggling. So this is the way she reached through, I think, her own quantum leap. Shadow. Infinite numbers, how she... You see, you find the common essence of every... See, she says this is the essential thing, right? This is it. So it did. Since shadows are different, and she even mentions numbers here, where? So simply make all straight lines cast shadows, and there you are. What all these diverse things had in common, the thing you really counted with, a number. Yeah, here it is, was the shadow. Now she's going into quantum physics, right? She's taken a big leap. So a number, which was a shadow of a shadow of a shadow. So you would think, why is she taking the number as a shadow of a shadow of a shadow, which was a dot? So that's a quantum leap she's taken through this. Oh, now I got it. Before this I didn't get it. So sharing is caring. They say, when you have knowledge, give it. Never be stingy and keep it for yourself. And so it's it's like a blessing, When you really want to share this, teach someone, it comes to you. I mean, I read this book when I was in 1987 or 88. I bought this book and read it. And never did I see it like this, that she's taken a quantum leap. In infinite numbers, she's saying what counts is this dot. So you can be counting, saying infinite, infinity, infinity in numbers. Beautiful, a mass. Oh my God, look what this child did. She was only like, how many years old? She was 8 years old when she died. In the book, in the end, they tell us. Oh God. So, what a quantum leap. Why don't you scientists take a quantum leap too? Anna was such a great scientist, I tell you, in her age. She was like 4 or 5 years old. 6 year? 7? Before she died, 8? So that's beautiful, isn't it? And so let me see when Radharani will be telling you what is love, what a divine mystery. She's a divine mystery, and she has given you the love, divine mystery, the mystery of divine love. What is? Why don't you find out? Okay? So, I don't know whether I've given you an answer or not. I just thought there would be. Let's see if I can continue with this later on. Take a break now. I'm just very tired. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wondering day. The Wonder of You. Oh, The Wonder of You by Elvis Presley, the song. So, mystery that we need to resolve. Richard Dawkins says it's the most beautiful. And I say that why couldn't this mystery, just that you are a mystery too? Or do we need to be defining, explaining a mystery? Doesn't Jittu Krishna, what they say, explaining things away, it's from the mind. What does it do when you explain? You've missed the point, right? When you explain things away, you miss the point. Richard Dawkins. Are you going to make Richard Dawkins believe in God now? No. Seeing the truth with evidence. Okay. I leave you with this wonder, right? Let's not explain it. Let's understand it through because you see, I came to the thing that mind has its own energy and heart has its own energy. And when the heart is cut, the mind can work, but the energy of the heart, when ties are cut, so that's why I feel tired, separated, feeling separated. So it's the energy of the heart. I said it's my heart that works. That's what I've written during my teen years, I think, in my diary. It's the heart that works. It's not my mind that works. Mind can work, but what is William, was it? No, it wasn't William Blake. No, it was another poet who said, when love is done, the night has 1,000 stars and the day has just one. And when is love done? So the mind has 1,000 eyes and the heart but one. So I can't go to that poem right now, sorry. Quite tired now, I don't know why. So I leave you with this, seeing the truth with evidence. And seeing truth, just seeing truth is beautiful, isn't it? It's just so beautiful. Thank you so much.